Namaste. This is Michelle Skaletski-Boyd, and in this miniature 3-part video series, I want to talk to you about fully connecting with your higher self and how to live in balance and on purpose. So first of all, what is your higher self? How do you know when you're fully connected to your higher self? And what are some things that you can do to fully stay connected to your higher self so that you can live in balance and on purpose? So let's begin with our higher self. Now, there are many theories on this, and first of all, I want to begin by letting you know that my truth is not going to necessarily be your truth. Now, I have been studying this for quite some time, and I've been reading up on a lot of different theories from different gurus, and I've been also able to hear in the fact that I'm clairaudient. Clairaudient means clear hearing. So I've had the ability since I was a little girl to connect to the other side. And so I've had conversations with a higher power that I call God. And I've had many different opportunities, let's say, to ask questions and to find out what is it? What is this higher power? What is higher self? Are they one and the same? Are we one? And so let's begin there. Now, depending on how you were raised, what your beliefs are, what your religion may be, depending on how far along you may be in your spirituality, some of this may or may not feel like it's in sync with where you are on your path. And I respect that. I'm just going to tell you what I've learned as far as my truth. I believe, having been raised strict Roman Catholic as a little girl, all the way up until my early 20s, I actually did get married in a Catholic church. I believe that God created us in the likeness and image of Him/herself. And I believe that we are all here having an experience so that God can actually experience the world in different ways, which means we are God. I'm God, you're God, the person next to you, if you're listening to this at work or in a car or wherever it is you may be. I also believe that they are God. And we're all here experiencing the world in our human body so that God can enlighten himself, herself, to get to know the world better. Now, if I try, for example, to live my life like God, as in the person that I perceive God to be, then I feel as though I'm doing an injustice to God in that he's or her, and I'm going to continue to refer from this point out as him, simply because that feels more comfortable to me. I believe that if I try to be like God, as in the higher power, the Almighty, the Majesty, if I try to live my life in the way that I think God should live, I am not doing God a favor, because He wants me to live my life as me. Now, some of this goes a little deep, I know. So let's try to just divide this up for a little moment. There's God. And God is dividing himself up into you and me and other people that we may know. And each of us, as God, are experiencing the world through the eyes of Joe and Mary and Deepak and Wayne and Michelle and etc., yes? And so if you think about the world in this regard, if I try to be like someone that I think is above me, then I am not doing anyone a favor, which is why it's always so important that we are true to our own self. Self as in the self that we're here to be. And so higher self to me, higher power to me, is simply a connection with our higher self, meaning I'm here right now, physically, in material form. I sit before you in this body that I've been given in this year, in this moment, in this space and time. And my My name, as I call myself at this given moment, is Michelle Lee Skaletski-Boyd. Now your name is obviously going to be different, but whatever that name is, that's the name, and this is the life, and this is the body, and this is the place that we've now chosen to be at this particular time, in this particular space. But I also feel, and see if this resonates, feel if this resonates with you, I also feel like we are God having an experience in individual and unique ways. And so therefore, I am higher power is me. I am God, God is me. You are God. You are higher power. Higher self, yes, I do believe that there are times that we get stuck in our human self. We get stuck in this human place, and we forget that we are a spiritual being and that we're having the human experience. And so we oftentimes need to go into a place of quiet, and we need to reconnect, to remember who we are again, to remember why we're here.